Hello everyone. So as you all can see, we are at Nannikitala and this is fresh and pure water coming straight from the Kanneli rainforest. So today we'll be doing our video. So anyways, so yeah, our video for today will be here. Hope you all enjoyed. Welcome back, Mr. Rasta. So last video we spoke about leadership, and in this video we'll be talking about planning. So without wasting time, we'll get straight into it. So what's the first step in planning under ISO 14001?
So good to be back again, Marshan. And then when you do the planning, there are a few elements. In context, you identify the opportunities and the risk factors related to organization and the environment. And then later element we are going to discuss about the abstract impact evaluation. So you identify the significant environmental impact areas. So what you can do is you identify these areas and then you can develop action plan to enhance the opportunities, environment related opportunities, or reduce the environment related risk. So this is the requirement for this standard. So you basically develop action plan. That's the task. So this is the most important part.
Right. So I guess it can have a positive impact and also a negative impact, right?
You can have positive impact, negative impact. Say for example, external environment context, you identify the positive negatives. Your internal positive negatives. Say if I want me to give an example, say for example, if you have a good team, they are very concerned about environment management system, that's a positive. So how are we going to drive the environmental green initiative? But if you don't have a team very much focusing on the environment part, and then how are you going to motivate them towards environment? Maybe tree planting program or those kind of requirements. So then you can take it up. So it's always talk about positive and negative.
So ISO also talks about compliance obligations. How does that fit in?
So the moment somebody said we are certified for ISO 14001, it makes sure all the compliance legal requirements are covered. In Sri Lanka, Central Environment Authority, any factory who comes under them, they will issue a document called Environmental Protection License. In that particular license, they basically mention, okay, these things has to be measured and these things has to be submitted with the time frequency. If you are running a effluent treatment plant, they say, okay, your COD, BOD value has to be tested quarterly and submitted to them. So those requirements will be covered there. And then if there's any special compliance requirement from your customer, that also part of the ISO 14001. So you bring everything into one plate and then you try to manage using that particular area. That's a part of compliance. So that's the most important part. So even at the auditors will check your compliance implementation and the monitoring part. That's the best part.
So once the aspects, risks and obligations are clear, what's next?
So once you clear it, you identify the program. So it's a matter of continual monitoring. So that's where management can bring in. So when you have a monthly meeting and all, so you can check the progress of all the action plan, check the progress of risk mitigation plan. So that will make sure your environmental program continuously running in your organization. It's not just for certification, it's a day-to-day activity.
So you mentioned something about environmental objectives, right? So how can these objectives be achieved through action plans?
Environmental objective is a very important part. Say for example, organizations say I have a production. For product, my energy consumption is this amount of X amount of kilowatt hours. So then you develop action plan, I'm going to cut it down by this amount, like 5%, 10%, whatever the ratio. So action plan objective is that cut down 5% your energy consumption. So then you develop action plan how are you going to cut it down? And then maybe you do some improvement or energy consumption improvements are there. So those things will be very valuable, right? So this will be basically monitoring. So I think we have some guests coming for our program. So let us welcome them also. They want to talk, right? Maybe they want to talk. So we are in real world scenario. So you can see the monkeys around, and they want to talk about objectives. Interesting.
So Mr. Rasta, could you summarize everything we spoke about for our viewers?
Right. So action plan is very important. So these are monitoring. You develop through action plan related to your environmental aspect impact evaluation, and then you develop action plan based on your context analysis or maybe your compliance requirements. So this element like it's a, like you set a good platform to monitor your environmental progress. So this is very important. And then top management involvement, they can be part of, like actively monitor all these requirements. So if you do that, this will be a very helpful and, like element. Even organization can get a lot of benefits. Imagine if you are running organization and if you can cut down your energy cost by 5%, that's huge, right? So this is most important part for me.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Rasta. We'll see you in the next video.
So let's say some friends are here. Maybe in next video we try to capture some friends here. So let's offer the best.